So hello everyone, today I am teaching you a concept called dimension analysis. So before going to the actual meaning of dimension analysis, let me give a small example. So consider a turbine which is rotating. Okay, so now you can see this will rotate mainly because of the water force which is impinging on the blades. So this is the blades. So due to the impinging of the blades, this turbine will rotate. Okay, so this power produced by the turbine will mainly depend on many parameters, means that is discharge, quantity of water which is coming out, and height of the water, height from which water is hitting this. Okay, then velocity of the water, means actually the absolute velocity with which the water is coming out. Okay, and similarly it depends on speed of the turbine. So many factors are there which involved in this physical process. Okay, so now the power output produced by the turbine is depending upon the many variables, discharge, head variable, velocity and speed. Okay, so like this, any of the physical process or a phenomena will have a n number of variables, and you don't know how this one variable is depending upon the other variable. Means if you vary the speed, if speed is increased twice, what will happen to power? That you don't know. If you increase it to thrice, what will happen to power? Whether the power will increase or will decrease, that we don't know. So in order to identify the relationship between the different physical quantities or variables involved in a process, there is a concept called dimension analysis. So dimension analysis, a mathematical technique which deals with the dimensions of the physical quantities. Physical quantities means discharge, head, velocity, pressure, temperature, whatever those quantities, dimensions of the physical quantities involved in a process or phenomena. Okay, so there are different types of quantities. Okay, so first is fundamental quantities. So fundamental quantities means it is a quantities which are not dependent on any other parameters or any other quantities. Say mass, so mass is m, length is l, time is t. So these quantities are not depending on any other quantities. So these quantities are called as fundamental quantities. So one more quantity is there, so that is derived quantities. Okay, so derived quantities means the quantities which are dependent on the other quantities. Means say velocity. What is velocity? Velocity is actually distance traveled. Okay, so distance traveled is x by time taken, or if you write a unit, it is meter per second. Okay, so velocity is depending upon the other two parameters, that is meter and second. Okay, so it is not a independent parameter because it is depending upon the two factors, that is length and the time taken. So these type of quantities which are depending upon the other quantities are called derived quantities. One more example what you can take is force. So force is mass into acceleration. Now you can say force is depending upon the two quantities, one is mass, another one is acceleration. Okay, so these are derived quantities. Fundamental means it should be only m, l, t. So this is fundamental. Any other quantities are called derived quantities. Okay, it may be velocity or force, power, work done, torque. So all are derived quantities which are derived from the fundamental quantities. Okay, so now I will tell you how to write derived quantities in terms of fundamental quantities. Okay, so we'll start with a very basic thing. So this is very important. So just go through this properly. So whatever the terms, means maybe length or diameter or height, width, all you can indicate with the one parameter called length. Okay, now density. What is density? Density is mass by volume. Okay, now how to write this density in terms of fundamental units? Okay, so mass Mass is what? Mass is kg. What is the unit of density? You know that very clearly. Unit of density is kg per meter cube. Now what is kg here? Kg is mass, so you have to indicate with the capital M. And what is meter cube? It is a length, so you have to indicate with the symbol L cube. Okay, so finally, what is the expression for density now? Density, that is rho. You can write it as, if you take this L cube to the numerator, so you can write it as ml minus 3. So this is the expression for density in terms of fundamental dimensions. So like this, we have to write the expression for each term in terms of fundamental dimensions. So I will write the expressions for so many parameters. So based on this only we are solving the problems. So next is see volume. Volume is also meter cube, so you can write it as L cube. Whenever meter is there, you have to write it as L cube. Area, you can write it as meter square, so that is L square. Okay, so similarly, now velocity. Velocity is what? Distance traveled by time taken. It is meter per second. So what I have to write for meter? For meter I have to write L. For second I have to write T. If we take this T to the numerator, what will be the expression? Velocity is written as Lt minus 1. So velocity expression in terms of fundamental units is Lt minus 1. Okay, so same way you have to write for all the parameters involved in a physical process. Okay, so just I will write a few things here. See, force. Force is mass into acceleration. Okay, what is the unit of mass? It is kg. Acceleration, meter per second square. Okay, so now kg is what? Kg we have to write it in terms of capital M. This meter is L, length. Okay, divided by t square. So if you write it to the numerator, what we can write? M L to the power of 1. Okay, t minus 2. So this is the expression for force. Okay, so next what you can write? You can write the same expression for weight. Weight is what? Mass into acceleration due to gravity. This is the acceleration of the body. This is acceleration due to gravity. So again, unit is what? Unit is kg meter per second square. So same expression you will get if you write in terms of mlt. So for weight also you will write the same expression, that is m l t minus 2. Okay, so you should remember or understand that force and weight in SI unit, what is the unit of this force and weight in SI unit? It is Newton. So they are having the same units. Okay, and here also they are having the same fundamental units, m l t minus 2. Okay, so what is the final conclusion here? You can write Newton as m l t minus 2. Wherever Newton is there, you can replace this with m l t minus 2. Okay, so I will write one more example if you want. Torque. So torque, what is the torque? Torque is force into the perpendicular distance r whatever. So unit what we will write in SI unit, it is Newton meter, right? So Newton meter. So what is this Newton now? Newton is m l t minus 2. Okay, next meter. Meter is length. So if you write L here, if you take this here, m l2 t minus 2. So this is the expression for torque in terms of fundamental units. Okay, so torque expression m l2 t minus 2. So what we have done is, wherever Newton is there, you can substitute m l t minus 2, that is kg meter per second square. Okay, similarly we can write the expression for work done. Now you can see that work done is also having the same expression as torque. Okay, so what is work done? Work done is force into displacement, right? So for what is force? Force is m l t minus 2. ml t minus 2. Displacement means length, so length means L. So again you will get the same expression, ml to t minus 2. So unit of work done and torque are having the same expression in terms of fundamental units, that is ml to t minus 2. Okay, so some expressions will have the same expressions, some terms. Okay, so it may be pressure and stress, or this torque and work done. Okay, and also some expressions. Okay, so now I will write the expression for pressure. Pressure, force by area. Force again Newton, I will write that. Okay, M L T minus 2. Area meter square, so it is L2. Okay, so if you take this to the numerator, plus 1 minus 2, so it is M L minus 1 T minus 2. So this is the expression for pressure. Okay, in terms of fundamental units. Same expression you can write it for stress. Stress is what? Stress is also force by area. Okay, so whatever the stress, real stress, natural stress and all, what totally thing is corresponding force, shear force, natural force, force by area, you will get the same expressions. So whenever in problems he will mention stress, now it is understood that it is force by area, and you have to write this expression for that, ml minus 1 t minus 2. Okay. Now I will write some simple examples. Viscosity. Okay, viscosity is absolute viscosity. Absolute viscosity, what is the unit? Newton second per meter square. For Newton, what we can write? M L minus 1 T minus 2. Okay, sorry, M L T minus 2. Okay, then for second it is simply T. Okay, for length it is L square. So what you will get, if you take this one to numerator, so here plus 1, here minus 2, you will write it as M L minus 1, M L minus 1. Okay, and here minus 2, here plus 1, so we will write it as M L minus 1 T minus 1. So this is the expression for viscosity, that is absolute viscosity. Remember, Newton second per meter square, M L minus 1 T minus 1. One more is that is kinematic viscosity, that is this viscosity divided by density. So you have to divide it, and again you have to get the expression for that in terms of MLT. Okay. So now I am writing the expression for surface tension. Surface tension, you know that force per unit length, so Newton per meter. So M L T minus 2, meter is L, so you will get this LL cancel, and M T minus 2. So this is the expression for surface tension. So like this you have to write the any physical quantity in terms of fundamental units. Okay, so that will be given in the problem. Means they will give a number of parameters, it may be any other new term. You should be in a position to derive the new expression. Say power. What is power? Power is work done by time taken. Okay, and what is work done? Work done is force into displacement, okay, by time. And what we have written for force, it is Newton, it is ml T minus 2. Displacement, it is length, so it is L, and time, it is T. Okay, so M, it is L2. Now this one will go to numerator, ml2 T minus 3. Okay, so this is the expression for power. So this is a very basic concepts of dimension analysis. So from this we can obtain any expressions, okay, and we can solve the problems. Okay, now I am telling you the advantage of this dimension analysis. It will tell you how one physical variable is related to other physical variable. It means it is directly proportional, or it may be inversely proportional, or it may be proportional to square, or it may be proportional to cube, like this. How this one is related to other, that we don't know initially, that we have to find out after dimension analysis. Okay, so there is a concept called dimensional homogeneity. So this will help you whether the equation is correct or not. See, simply if I write velocity is proportional to square root of 2gh, whether you can say this is a correct equation or not, or it is correct with the related quantities are correct or not, that you have to find out. So how you can find out that? We can find out with the dimension analysis. Okay, so first we have to write these expressions in terms of dimension less units and dimensional quantities, fundamental quantities. So what is this? Meter per second, meter per second. Okay, so this is L by T, and 2 is a constant, leave it. What is this? Meter per second square. So L divided by T, and this is L. So this is L square divided by T square. If you take out from the square root, this L by T is equal to L by T. Now you can write it as same, right? LT minus 1 is equal to LT minus 1. So this expression is called as dimensional homogeneity. Means in an equation, each term on both sides of the equation, means here in the left hand side and the right hand side, both sides, the terms should have same dimensions. Okay, then we can call it as a dimensional homogeneity equation. Such a equation is called dimensionally homogeneous equation, and the concept is called dimensional homogeneity. Okay, means whatever the expression, if you write some other expressions here, say in Bernoulli's equation we'll write kinetic energy, potential energy plus pressure energy is equal to constant. Means all those terms should have same units, then only we can say that it is a dimensionally homogeneous equation and it is a correct equation. Okay, so this is about the basic of our dimension analysis. In next class we'll discuss the two methods. One is Rayleigh's method and another one is working M method. Thank you.